you're live.
Whoa! I was just preparing my notes.
I know, dude. As always, we're a little bit live for this TFL Today showing. And keep in mind, guys, this is live, so the video quality is not going to be the best, but we're working on it. As you can tell, we've improved our set because we can't put pictures over this video since it is live. But we are going to be talking about the New York Auto Show today, as well as the Easter Jeep Safari. So we've got a brand new large TV where hopefully we can show you the things we're talking about, because we can't cover this video with B-roll like we do with our produced videos.
And this is a nice TV. The image is pretty sharp. And please excuse me, I'm losing my voice just a little bit, so I'm not going to be talking a lot, but I'm here to help you.
Yeah, and before we start this, keep in mind that the show is usually broken into 3 segments. So the first 10 minutes, we're going to be talking about the New York Auto Show, where Andre's going, and then we're going to be talking about the Easter Jeep Safari, where I'm going, and then we're going to leave the last 10 minutes for questions, hopefully, to answer all of your questions. But before we get started, Andre, YouTube revenue at best is unreliable.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And so we're trying to start a new kind of push to increase some of our subscribers' Patreon donations. Patreon is a way that you guys can support us and help make these shows possible.
Yeah.
And what's our Patreon page, in case these guys want to help?
Yes, it's patreon.com/TFLcar.
Yeah,
so pretty simple.
Pretty simple. Patreon, and there's 3 levels of support. There's from the truck world, of course, the mid-size, the full-size, and the heavy-duty. So $2, $5, or $10. And we've been getting a lot of support from people who love our Big Green series, Andre.
Yeah.
And so one of the things we want to do is reward and thank those people, have you be part of our team. And the way that we thought about doing that is actually, if you decide to donate at the heavy-duty level, $10, yeah, we do a little sticker and put it on the truck.
Yeah, like your initials, or maybe it has to be something short, right?
Yeah, it has to be something short.
Maybe a username, abbreviation, or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. And then you would be part of that truck forever.
Let us know what you think about this.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
See if there's any comments. Ian, are there any comments back there? Is anybody?
Yeah, so I can see some comments here. So first of all, some guys are
Let's
saying
put up
hello.
something more interesting than that.
David, hello, David, and somebody's wishing me well. Thank you, I appreciate it very, very much. And we will be doing some images. We're going to be pulling out images throughout the show.
Yeah, and let's talk about, before we start the show officially, let's talk about this image. And that is last week, Ian and Andre went to...
And Nathan.
Sorry. Actually, you didn't go. Nathan and Ian went to the high country and caught this. It's the Demon prototype. And a lot of people were confused by it because you can't see it right here, but it says a design company. People say,
LP Performance.
Yeah, that's just a body kit on a Hellcat. It's not.
And also there's a few stickers here, but this car has been seen also in Michigan.
Yeah.
It's got a Michigan California manufacturer plates.
Yeah, so look, guys, just because in this case Dodge puts a body kit on it with some stickers to confuse you, doesn't mean it's not a Demon. We know what we're doing. We've been out there chasing prototype cars now for 6 years. And when we say it's a Demon, we're pretty damn sure it's a Demon. I know a lot of people got confused by the little stickers, and they were saying, hey, it's not a Demon. It really was a Demon.
Well, it's not just that, because there's certain locations and certain hotels they stay at, and there's support vehicles there.
Yes.
So you could see support vehicles. So it's just the whole thing.
Yeah, and guys, you wouldn't be testing a body performance kit up at the high country. It makes no sense, right? The only reason you're in the mountains with a new undisclosed, in this case, Challenger, is because you're testing the engine at high altitudes, and that's really what was going on. So, yeah, we appreciate your comments, but a lot of the time the comments are misleading or misinformed or misguided, and that's what happened here. We're very, we're journalists. We're not going to put a picture of a Demon and call it a Demon without being pretty damn
checking our sources.
Yeah, we make mistakes. Yeah,
yes.
we will make mistakes, but not on this car.
Yes.
It's very important.
And by the way, this car is very cool, and I'm going to be in New York, obviously, next week.
Oh, it's time to start, Andre.
Oh, it's time to start.
It's time to start. Hey, guys, so welcome to this TFL Live show, and today we're going to do 3 things. We're going to talk about the New York Auto Show, which Andre's going to. I'm going to be at the Easter Jeep Safari with my man Nathan and Tommy, and then we're going to talk about your questions. So, Andre, let's start with the New York Auto Show, and let's start with the big news that we will be bringing you live, we hope.
Yeah, and this is part of it. The big part of it is Dodge Challenger SRT Demon. And excuse my voice, I'm losing my voice a little bit, but I'm very excited about this. April 11th in the evening, Eastern Time, around 7 p.m. They're going to officially unveil the car, and now I'm going to be there live streaming.
So 7 p.m. next Tuesday.
Yep, 11th.
11th, and you're going to be there streaming it live, so you can be part of the reveal of this, well, what will be the most powerful American car.
Production car.
And God knows
Yes.
it could be the most powerful production car ever, because the Hellcat 707, people are guessing that this is going to be 850-ish, but it could be more.
There's a lot of teasers and a lot of little, they released a little bit here and there over the last 12 weeks, but 800 it's possible.
It's got a transmission clutch
and brake,
and
it's got DOT tires. We can go on and on and on. Drag radials.
Yeah,
tires.
it's basically you know what this is. In a way, it's like a street legal Copa. If Chevy were doing this, it would be a street legal Copa.
Yeah, like a Copa dragster.
Yeah.
And this is basically what it is.
Yeah.
Also,
except it's street legal. Oh, there's the other one.
Here's something else from New York. And you actually talked to the CEO, Mike Manley, about this, right?
Yeah, we got the scoop. He's unveiling this in New York. Finally, good gosh, it's taken forever. I think it's been, 3 years that this has been? Or something like maybe 2 years?
Yes. And this is basically a picture, not official picture of the Trackhawk because that's embargoed. But this is basically an SRT Jeep, and it's going to look very similar. It's going to be unveiled in New York. And the big question is what the power is going to be, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody thinks it's a Hellcat motor in there.
Yeah. Well, we know what the power is going to be because they sent us a press release. We just can't tell them. Sorry, guys. We know what it's going to look like. But that's part of the inside, behind the scenes of these shows. We let you know kind of how it works. So the fine folks at Jeep sent us a press release with the power specs and, of course, pictures. Unfortunately, to not spoil the big surprise, we can't talk about it until it's officially unveiled, and you'll be there, because we're gonna stream it live so that you can see it being unveiled. This is a good rendering of what it could potentially look like. What does it look like? You'll have to wait till next week. It's certainly worth the wait, I would say.
And I think both from New York and East of Jeep Safari, we're also going to be doing interviews and proper videos, not just live stuff, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to be live streaming immediately.
Dude, you're going to be busy.
Yes. Well, I can handle it. I can handle Manhattan by myself.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like what we'll do, if possible, is me and Nathan are going to be in Moab, and I think they're going to unveil this at the same time in Moab as they do in New York. So me and Nathan will try to get the Trackhawk unveiled in Moab, and then you can concentrate on some of the other cars, including there's a new Toyota FT4X concept, which is interesting, and that's all we got right there, dude.
Just the wheel.
A Goodyear tire and wheel.
Okay.
But what the heck is this going to be?
So they're saying off-roader, obviously.
Yeah.
So, but that's all we know, and we don't even have a press release.
Nope.
Nothing.
They haven't said anything. So we know as much as you know this time.
So I want this to be a little tiny compact pickup truck.
Wouldn't that be cool? A mini truck.
Yeah, a mini truck, like a Hyundai Santa Cruz that was unveiled a while back.
They never built.
Yes, but this could be a Toyota version of that, or a little crossover. But I'm really curious about this.
Yeah, Toyota is out there seriously competing in the off-road space, right? They've got the most off-road worthy midsize truck, we believe, until the Colorado
ZR2
comes along. By the way, when are we going on that? When is the launch?
Well, the ZR2 launch is happening, May 9th?
May 9th. So look for May 9th when we go live with all the usual product briefing for the press, so you can see that live if you subscribe to this channel. And, of course, we'll be driving it and doing a full review for TFL Truck. So I'm super excited. It's only 5 weeks away. Not even.
Can't wait for that.
All right, what else? What else is happening in New York? Where you're going to be at?
Well, another teaser. So this is a Buick Enclave crossover Avenir.
Okay, I'm confused. I thought Avenir was like
a concept.
Was a concept car.
Well, yeah, but now Buick, what they've done is they've taken the name and they're creating basically almost a sub-brand, but like a luxurious trim level on all of their vehicles, and this is the first one.
So it's like if you're a truck guy, it's like a High Country.
Yeah.
Or if you're a Ford truck guy, then it's like
a King Ranch or like a Limited.
So Buick's gonna have the Avenir.
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 So
basically, just a trim level. Will there actually be a Buick Avenir? We don't
Well,
know.
yeah. Well, this is a new face.
Okay.
So the vehicle is completely being redesigned, 2018 Enclave.
Yeah.
And it'll have a luxurious model. So I can't wait to see it and bring it to you.
Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen with Buick now that they've officially announced that they're going to sell the brand to Opel. Actually, they have sold it. Because a lot of the Buicks, including the Regal, were rebranded Opels. So I'm wondering what's going to happen with Buick when they can no longer rebrand Opels.
Well, that's interesting, but it's going to be Avenir.
Avenir. All right. What else are you going to go look at? In New
Well,
York?
this came out over the
Oh,
weekend.
look at that.
This came out over the
On
weekend.
April 1st. So is this real, Andre?
I don't know. This was April 1st.
It's the QX80
Yeah,
Infinity.
but it looks awesome, right?
Yeah. Well, it is.
So-
It is certainly time for this truck to be updated.
Yeah, it's been there for a while.
So either it's a April Fool's joke or they picked an unfortunate time to release the press release. But
Yes.
yeah, this truck has been the same. We call it the Happy Hippo. Actually, Nathan calls it the Happy Hippo.
But it's the new family resemblance, right? The lights
Yeah.
and the grill, everything is really cool.
Have you noticed how much more details they're now putting into grills? And people think this is new, but if you look at like some Cadillacs from 30 years ago, they had the same kind of detail in the grill, and it's kind of come back again.
Like jewelry, basically, right?
Exactly right.
Okay, so should we switch gears?
Not yet.
To,
How about the Acura TLX?
Oh, Acura TLX. Well, oh shoot, I don't have an image for it. But let me go to TFLcar.com.
Yeah, go to TFL. I think we wrote that up, didn't we? Let's hope we wrote that one up.
Yeah, and let me look.
Yeah, for our Acura TLX. So Acura is unveiling a new TLX. They've got a pretty crazy product cadence. And I'm not just talking about Acura, I'm talking about Honda. So I just was at the MDX hybrid launch.
Yeah.
That was pretty amazing in terms of its technology. It's the same
Performance.
It's the same as an NSX, but rotated around backwards. So the NSX has 2 electric motors in the front wheels, and then 1 motor sandwiched in the transmission in the mid-engine configuration.
Yeah.
And the Acura MDX hybrid flops that around, so the motor's in the front.
Okay.
Once again, electric engines in the front, electric motor sandwiched in between the dual clutch transmission, and then 2 motors on each of the 2 rear wheels.
But here's my question.
Yeah.
Is the new MDX like a NSX for 7 people?
No. No.
Okay.
It's not.
So it's not quite that performance level.
It's peppy.
It's peppy, but it's not
I
exotic
didn't
car.
watch my review. I feel awful. I flew all the way to Seattle. I sat there in the rain, got drowned like a wet rat. Camera gear got all wet, and you didn't watch my MDX
I
review.
watched-
You guys can watch it on TFL Car.
I watch everything, Roman.
You watch everything. Okay, all right. So this is the new TLX concept. Once again, you got the classic.
Boy, that's really dark, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very dark. It's hard to see. Well, that's on purpose because they don't want.
yeah.
Look at it once again. Look at all the details in the grill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really an interesting trend that's coming back now.
So we don't have a lot of other information, but when we get closer to New York show, which is a week away, there'll be some more information that we're going to share with you on our websites.
All right. Well, before we get to the Easter Jeep Safari stuff, let's talk about this week. And this is a really busy week because I'm leaving tomorrow. My flight's at, I think, crack ass of dawn, 6:15.
I'm leaving tomorrow too.
What time?
9.
Oh, that's not 9. Now, come on. I got to get up at 4, some crap
Oh.
like that. Anyway, I'm flying to Detroit. And I'm flying there because I think about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they're going to reveal the brand new Buick Regal. So you
Wow.
will be there live with me. I'm not sure exactly what time. It's going to be around 1 o'clock Eastern time. We will go live with that.
But that's interesting. It's before the New York Auto Show.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a trend, by the way, Andre. I was talking to some of the PR people that I've been at recently. So I was at Acura and, of course, at Audi recently. And here's some inside information for you guys. Most of the companies are getting very tired of actually revealing cars at auto shows because they said it's expensive, so it could be anywhere from $1 million to $2 million for a booth at an auto show.
Okay.
So that's the first problem. Secondly, when the car gets revealed, there's just so much other stuff happening that they don't feel like they're getting their value out of it. So what the manufacturers are all doing now is revealing the car ahead of time. In fact, it happened in Chicago, it happened in Detroit,
Yeah.
it's going to happen in New York where you're going to go to the Demon unveil before, and there's not a lot of real cars actually being unveiled anymore at the show. It's all happening at private parties ahead of time, which is grand if we didn't have a small team. If we had like 20 people, we could send people to all these
Right.
reveals.
For example, on the 11th, there are 5 events.
Yeah, and you're by yourself.
But there's one of me.
There's only one Andre. That's why I said What are the 5 events? I think it's like Volkswagen's got a thing going on.
Yeah, there's a Buick event.
Yeah.
Avenir.
Right.
There's also an Audi event.
Right, yeah.
Dodge event,
Yeah.
obviously. There's something else. Anyway, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm gonna try to cover as much as I can. Probably 3 events.
Yeah, so they didn't tell me exactly at Audi what they were going to reveal, but they said they're going to reveal 5 cars. It's going to
Wow.
be. I don't think they're new cars. They may be like trim levels or brands, but they said
sports cars.
It's all sports cars.
Yeah.
They said there's going to be an exciting sports car that's going to be revealed. What that is, they wouldn't say.
Another AMG event also.
An AMG event. Yeah,
Yeah.
you just went to the AMG thing.
It's 50 years of AMG. They're celebrating their 50th anniversary. So
Tomorrow,
It's a big deal.
the new Regal, you could be there. You could watch it being unveiled. Just stay tuned for our live show. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to do the unveiling of the brand new Tahoe. And the way that we're doing this, by the way, guys, and I'd love to get your comments on this, is all the live stuff lives on TFL Now. And if you guys are watching this not live and the video quality is not good and you're not happy with the fact that we don't have B-roll and you're kind of upset that this is not a produced video, the sound's not so good, just go over to TFL Car or TFL Truck where we do the regular videos we've always been doing. So we do these videos called Everything You Ever Want to Know that are on those channels. And so those are produced. They're shot, they're edited, they're polished, and they're put up there. So if you want to see it live with warts and all, watch it here. Yes. But that doesn't mean we're not doing our regular reviews over at TFL Car and TFL Truck. You're also getting that. So we're really trying to give you the best of both worlds. We're trying to give you the best video that we can as it's happening, and we're trying to give you the polished stuff on our regular channels.
And we need your help too. That's why we have the Patreon page that you could help us support us at patreon.com/TFLcar.
Yeah, we would really need your help. Let's tell what happened with YouTube. Basically, YouTube monetized videos that were extremist videos. It's in the news. This is not something that's new. And a lot of major advertisers pulled their advertising. So like General Motors pulled their advertising, Coke pulled its advertising, because all of a sudden there's a GM ad by some crazy terrorist group that's promoting whatever craziness they're promoting, and that is just not something that any major company wants to be associated with. So they pull their advertising, which means it affects us directly. We don't have as much money because the major advertisers are advertising on YouTube, and there's nothing that we can do about it. It is out of our control.
And our business is mostly on YouTube.
Our business is mostly on
our
YouTube.
business is video,
Yeah.
and we want to give you the best videos, but this is not in our control. Obviously.
No, and so we've got office rent to pay, staff to pay, electricity to pay,
That's
phone
downer.
bills to pay.
Can we move on?
So on Wednesday I'm going to be at the Tahoe unveiling that. You can watch it live only on TFL. It's going to be a mild refresh. Don't get all excited. It's not a huge.
I'm excited.
Okay. Andre's excited. And then you, Andre, tomorrow morning you're flying to the Atlas. You're going to do a press briefing and a live presentation on that. That's a 7-seater, 3-row crossover.
Yeah, brand new crossover from VW. It's going to be in Texas. So I'm going to do a live video for you, and then of course a produced video as well.
Yeah. So that's going to be a complete review, and hopefully we'll be there as it's not only reviewed but as it's presented.
Yeah.
Let's keep going, Andre.
This is what I really want to talk about.
Let's talk about that, because this is huge, especially this one. So
this is a Safari concept.
Yeah. So last week, and we're going to this last week. The way that it works is we've been doing this now for 6 years. Is usually 2 weeks before the Easter Jeep Safari, which is the biggest get together in Moab for anybody who loves Jeep. Jeep unveils several concepts, anywhere between 5 and in this case 7. And they do it in Detroit. Unfortunately, none of us were able to go to Detroit.
Right.
Once again,
and that's a small event.
It's a small event.
Usually.
It's a funding issue. I was gone. You were gone. Nathan was gone. And so we didn't get it, but we will get it next week when they have these in Moab and they let us drive them. What's exciting is probably this one, because this is, what's this concept?
This is the Jeep Safari concept. Obviously, it's a Wrangler, but this is very interesting because it has a lot of elements. And I'm wondering, is this the new Wrangler JL, the next generation, disguised as a concept?
Yeah, I mean, it's got the rake back windshield, which
Yep.
is one of the things that and
look at the grille.
It's got the grill.
It's got the wider slots with a curved piece right here. And here's the interior. The interior is old, but they have an iPad in there. But look at the rake and the windshield.
Yeah. We're thinking that this is basically what the new Jeep Wrangler is going to look like, and for all you Jeep fans, that's good or bad news, I suspect, because it looks just like the current Wrangler.
It looks very similar to the current, but here's the rear door. Look, the rear door was redesigned, and I'm wondering, is this the new door?
I don't know. You know, there was last week there was a huge story which we also published that one of the Jeep forums actually had the pictures of the new Wrangler. If you can find it, we'll show it to you.
Like a leaked
image.
And
it's pretty much looks very much like the same Wrangler that you're used to, and that's good because for all you Jeep purists, you were really worried about what the new Wrangler is going to look like. And as soon as Andre scrolls down to it, we'll show it to you. There it is. There's the leaked image. And you know, if I didn't look long and hard, I would say it looks just like the JK.
Well, look at the grill and look at the rake and the windshield. Very similar.
It's got that. It's got kind of a power hood.
But this is what Jeep is doing. They don't want to touch the off-road character of this Jeep, right?
Yeah.
So they want to leave that intact. That's why it has the lockers.
Yeah.
You know, the axles and everything else.
I see a little bit of like almost Defender back here.
Yeah.
Of course, or maybe there's a little bit of Defender in the Jeep because the Jeep came along before the Defender. For all you Land Rover fans, yes, the Land Rover came along after the Jeep. So, and there's the back end of it. It's a very similar thing to the current Wrangler. We still don't know potentially the power plants because they have said that there will be multiple power plants, not just the 3.6.
The concept we showed had the old engine, the 3.6 Star.
So we don't know. There'll most likely be a turbocharged engine. We don't know if
we don't know about the diesel either.
No, we don't know about the diesel. So let's talk about some more of these concepts. This is by far my favorite one right there.
That's a hot rod.
That's a hot rod, dude.
Yep.
That's a hot rod Jeep.
The interesting part is that they have different size wheels in the back, like a hot rod would do. 37 in the back and 32 in the front.
I love the knockoffs. And guys, you know, we've been doing this for 6 years, and the cool thing about these Jeeps is that they're basically like, you know, it's Mark Allen who's the lead designer of Jeep. He gets to build a bunch of Jeeps that he would like to see.
Yeah.
These things, you know, we always get the comment, take my money. That's the comment we always get because people fall in love with them. But the problem with these is that they're very expensive one-off concepts. And in this case, I don't think they're going to make a hot rod Jeep.
But you know why I'm jealous?
Why?
Because you get to drive most of these.
Yeah, we get to drive them. It's really cool. It's really cool.
And I'm running around New York.
You're running around New York, yeah.
So.
Yeah, but we do. Me and Nathan do get to drive them. We will produce videos, and we'll be heading off on Friday to Moab. So if you're going to be in Moab and you want to meet us, we'll be there. Love to say hey to you. Me, Nathan, and Tommy will be there. And if all goes well, Andre, we're going to take Big Green with us.
Well, okay.
So we're going to do some videos with Big Green. I'm hoping that Nathan brings along our long-term thank you Ram Power Wagon. So the plan is to do a Big Green versus Power Wagon video.
In Moab.
In Moab, yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
That's going to be really cool. So what other concepts do we have?
Well, we have a lot of other funky things. Well, this is interesting because the Grand Cherokee, the ZJ, is celebrating 25 years. And they've come up with this concept right here, which is, not terribly exciting, but still. And I think this is why they're bringing the Trackhawk at the same time, to celebrate 25 years.
Yeah, it's got the retro wheels. It also, I think, has the original power plant in here, right?
Yeah, 5.2 V8.
Yeah, they dug up an old 5.2 and put it in there. And yeah, it's kind of cool in a retro sort of way. When I first saw it, I hated it, and now that I keep looking at it, it's kind of growing on me. But yeah, it's probably not my favorite concept, at least really out the box. The other concepts are basically, so Jeep is really working hard to try to promote performance parts or Mopar parts.
Yeah.
And so there's 7 concepts, and I think 4 of them are actually Mopar concepts.
So you can buy those parts
You can buy those parts, yeah. It's a promotional thing on the part of Jeep. This one's really cool.
Yeah, this is the new Compass, and you drove it at the event, the initial launch.
Yep.
And this is the Trackhawk version, and they lifted it just a little bit and have kind of their accessory parts, the wheels, the roof rack, and some other parts.
Yeah, so the Compass is replacing the Compass and the Patriot.
Yeah.
So this is going to be the new face of Jeep. Good vehicle, a little underpowered. There are, I think, 17 power choice options around the world because it's going to be a vehicle that's going to be sold in Russia, in China, and we get one power choice, which is the 2.4 liter Tiger Shark. And it's a little pokey if I have anything to critique about the new Compass. But I think it's good looking. I think it's very off-road capable. And this is a really cool concept version of that.
Yeah, let us know what you think, because Jeep is doing something interesting because they have the Renegade.
Yep.
They have the new Compass.
Yep.
And then they have the Cherokee. but they're very similarly sized, right? I mean, there's only a few inches that separate them as far as packaging. So that's something really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's like subcompact, compact crossover, and then full-size, mid-size crossover. Andre, we've got 10 minutes, and we always save the last 10 minutes to answer questions. You want to go over to our page and see what kind of questions people are asking?
Yeah, let's look here. And here are the questions. Yeah. Here's the window.
So if you guys have any questions, now's the time to ask them, because this is the Q&A part of TFL today. So any good questions there that we can hopefully...
How much power on a Demon? Well, there's a lot of teasers on a Demon, and there's a lot of information floating around, anywhere from 750 to over 800 horsepower. But hey, let me move it here.
Hello to you guys from Texas. Hello to the UK. Hello from, well, people join us from around the world. It's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it's really cool. Uruguay. I think somebody was up here.
Tommy asked a question. Go down. Go down. Keep going. Thomas Micah.
Where is he?
He's right there. Do you think GM will produce a 2018 Silverado Big Green Edition? I hope so.
Let's do it. Let's do it with an old 350.
Somebody's saying the Buick's making a Firebird Trans Am. Someone's saying hi to Nathan. Hi guys. Except Nathan's not here. He's in
Nathan's
Phoenix.
Traveling right now.
No,
about the new Supra.
Make a trans.
There's a question about the Supra, and I'm almost ready for a concept. Supra has been in the works for so long, right? They had the FT1 concept with Toyota, and I'm really hoping they bring something to New York, but there's no word about a Supra concept or a production car.
Well, Supra and BMW Toyota and BMW are working together on the new Supra. So there is a word about that.
Yeah,
but it's a joint project.
But there's been spy images. And
there's spy images from the Nürburgring. Unfortunately, sports cars are right now kind of not let's call it the car de jour. Crossovers and SUVs are. So sports cars are far and few in between. The last real exciting new sports car was the BRZ FRS. And that's selling in very limited numbers. So I don't see like a lot of push for a lot of new sports cars. I wish that were the case. I love sports cars. We need more sports cars. But yeah, it's not a good time for sports cars. The other thing that's dying is manuals, of course. I just was at the Audi S4 and S5 launch. Yeah. And not only is there not a manual option, but there's no dual clutch option. It's an 8-speed automatic.
That's interesting.
I had a long discussion with the Audi guys. That's that review, by the way, of the S4 is up on TFL Car, and we're doing this new set of videos called Buddy Reviews, where basically two guys just drive and review the car. I did a buddy review with my friend Nick Miles, British automotive journalist, and we drove the S5. That was on this channel. And I talked to the Audi guys, and they said that they just can't justify spending the money to
develop another transmission.
But it's not just the cost of developing it. It's also when you have to federalize a car, right? For instance, the EPA cycle has to be done separately for both the automatic and for the manual. It's very expensive. So there's a lot of cost associated with building a manual, and if you guys aren't buying them, they're not going to build them.
I asked the AMG guys. I was at an AMG event test driving the new GT Roadster. First of all,
scroll the bottom, would you?
What an amazing car that is.
Keep going, keep scrolling.
And I talked to AMG engineers, and they said an automatic transmission can do everything better than the human can.
Yeah.
So that's why they're going.
It's faster,
Yeah, it's faster. You can modify different modes. And it's just insane how good the GT Roadster is.
Two things I'm going to talk about here. First of all, I talked to the guys about how much slower a manual like in the S4 would be. They're saying that the automatic 8-speed is 4.4 seconds 0 to 60. A manual would be more like 4.8 or 4.9, so almost half a second slower. Yeah, and this is actually a really interesting comment here from Dean. Hey Dean, one more reason to keep the 2.2 Quattro TT with the 6-speed manual. Actually, the first gen Quattro TTs right now are a hell of a good bargain. Just like the first gen NA Miata, if you're looking for a car that's going to go up in value, this is certainly the one, the first TTs. And I was talking to the Audi guys, and they said, there's a lot of use of stainless steel in that car, so there's this little plaque that says TT in the middle. Yeah. The little vent controls are stainless steel or aluminum. Mm-hmm. I think aluminum. I think it's either aluminum or stainless steel. Anyway, he said he asked one of the Audi engineers how much it would cost if they wanted to build that car today. He said that car today would cost over $60,000 because of extensive use of
all those metals. And
all those
everything
metals, yeah. So the TT, it got kind of a bad rap because it was a hairdresser's car, and then the first gen didn't have that little spoiler, and so on the Autobahn, the back end tended to get a little light. But yeah, it's a hell of a time to get one. They're only going to go up in price. They're really kind of bespoke, handcrafted cars. Peter Shire, who's the lead designer for Kia, did that car. That was his car. It's a really good car.
Yeah, and so whenever you see a manual car, like in the mainstream, thank them, thank the manufacturer, because it's difficult for them, it's more expensive for them to produce those, but we still love them. I love a manual transmission.
Yeah. People are asking if Big Green is all buttoned up. No, Big Green isn't all buttoned up. But every weekend we're going to be, we did that engine swap, and we're going to be publishing new videos of that. And this weekend we just published a video where we put headers and the carburetor on. And next weekend's video is really good. It's the first startup of the truck.
Yeah.
Whether it happened or not, I'm not gonna spoil the surprise.
That was exciting.
That was really exciting. So you guys are a couple weeks behind with Big Green, but we don't want to spoil the fun for you, so we're not going to.
But it was also live streamed.
Yeah, it was live streamed. Yeah.
So if you watch that, of course you know.
Yeah, you know what happened. But the plan, hopefully, is there's a lot going on with Big Green this week. Is to drive it to Moab.
That's pressure is on.
Yeah, the pressure is on.
All-wheel drive Demon? No, it's not all-wheel drive.
No, it's rear-wheel drive.
But the Grand Cherokee obviously is all-wheel drive. So really curious about how much power that's going to put out. Excuse my voice, please.
So people are asking about
Spec V version Nissan Sentra.
Yeah.
Well, they have the SER now, or the SR. Which is fairly.
People are asking about the Jeep truck, Andre. That's always a big question. The Scrambler. Mike Manley said in my interview with him that he is committed to a Jeep truck, but what's going to happen is they're not going to take the spotlight off the new Wrangler. So don't expect any Jeep trucks until at least this time next year or later, guys. It doesn't work that way. Right. It's not like, hey, we're going to roll out a Demon. We're going to roll out, and this is all FCA, a Trackhawk, and by the way, here's a new Wrangler, and by the way, it's like you just can't throw all that on the table at the same time. So yeah, it's going to be a while for that pickup. Scat Pack Jeep, that would be really cool if they actually do a Scat Pack Jeep. But I think once again, the way that these rollouts work is there's always like the base version, and then when kind of the shine comes off that apple, then they kind of make it better and cooler. And that's what's going to happen with the Wrangler. So don't expect the Scat Pack Jeep in New York, but there will be a Trackhawk, which I suspect will be
amazing.
As close to a track pack Jeep as you can get.
All-wheel drive too, to put down all that power, so that's going to be insane. Let's see, 2018 4Runner. There is no word. We haven't heard anything on this, but they really need to, I think, update it because the 4Runner has been around for a while and it still has the old engine, the old 4-liter.
People are asking about the new GM stuff. There's a lot of new GM stuff. We just talked about it. Buick, of course, has
two cars.
You just reviewed the brand new Equinox.
Yeah,
that's brand new. It's lighter. That's cool. That's a new.
You go to the Tahoe event.
Yeah, I'm going to the Tahoe event. Well, and of course, if they're redoing a Tahoe, the question is, are they also redoing a Yukon, Suburban? We'll find out. Stay tuned. I'll be there. Come back tomorrow morning about this time, and we'll know. I'll ask that question.
Yeah.
They'll hate that question because they never want to take the spotlight off whatever they're unveiling.
No, and they'll say stay tuned or something.
Yeah, they'll say stay tuned. So if I'm at the new Tahoe and I say, hey, is there a new Yukon? They're going to say stay tuned. But I'm just letting you know right now that's what they're going to say, but I will be happy to ask that question.
Yep. Let's see, what else do we have?
Somebody's trying to get us to say Mike Hunt.
Okay.
Right? But yeah, I just said it for you. I feel like Homer Simpson. Yeah. Oh.
The other thing I want to do with Big Green is compare it to trucks of the same vintage.
Yeah.
So there was a Ford Highboy.
Yeah.
That was in the 70s.
Dude, I was looking at Highboys on Craigslist today. They're beautiful, but they're
expensive.
They're expensive. Yeah. We'd love to get a Highboy.
If some viewer, if one of you guys...
Look, here's the deal for you. Not only if you subscribe to our Patreon, right now we're at $400 a month on Patreon, all right? If you guys can get us to our goal, which is $5,000 a month, if you can get us, we will buy a Ford Highboy
and we will match it up against.
We'll match it up against Big Green. Yeah. So I'm throwing that out. If we can get to our goal of $5,000 a month on Patreon, we will go out and find ourselves a clean Ford Highboy, which is cool. You know what makes it cool, right? The differentials in the middle, so it's got the same length shafts going to the front and rear, which is really cool. And actually, it's the truck that Bigfoot was based on because of that.
Yeah, because it's so easy to modify.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's another great question. Let me find that. Oh, why did Dodge get rid of the Viper? Well, Andre, you want to answer that one?
Well,
they weren't selling.
They weren't selling. I mean, we were there last year at the Proving Grounds, right? And they rolled down like 5 customized versions. They were beautiful. They were gorgeous. But not many people are buying them.
Yeah, the problem with the Viper was pretty straightforward. They didn't have a automatic transmission. And
it was all manual.
Like I said, no one's buying manuals. So you have a car that's, cool and badass, but probably only affordable for old dudes, right?
And it's 6 figures.
Yeah, and old dudes aren't going to buy manuals, especially not where the manual is really heavy. And there was no automatic option. So the car was just aimed at the wrong crowd with the wrong specs. They didn't have a lot of money or time to develop it. Finally, when they made the ACR version, which was the track version, they took like 13 track records. It started to make sense. It was like just at the moment when the car like hit its stride was when they ran out of money and time and patience, and they got rid of it. Hey, go buy one.
Now it's collectible.
Yeah, go get one before it's gone. I think you can probably get them.
Yeah. Well, it's 10:30 now, so
people are asking about the Lincoln, the Diamond in the Rough. That's sitting right back there. Once again, guys, I'm going to go back to Patreon. It takes time. It takes money. So here's the last thing I'm going to say about the Big Green project, right? So the number one comment when we put up these videos is always like, hey, it's taking you guys 4 days to swap an engine.
Or you never finish anything.
No. It's 4 days to swap an engine. I've done that in my backyard, over an afternoon. The problem is you're not creating a video series. What you're watching is not just, Ted doing most of the work. We've got 4 guys there, but most of those 4 guys are actually, we're in the business of producing videos, not in the business of
and we're obviously not experts at swapping engines.
No, we're not in the business of fixing up trucks. So most of the people there are making sure that what you're watching is a good story, it's edited well, it's shot well, it looks professional. So yeah, the good news, Andre, is when they're making those comments, they feel like
they're sitting on the couch.
No, we've done our job right. Right, we've made that part of it transparent. But since this is behind the scenes, it is far from transparent.
Right.
It's very difficult. All right, I think we're done. Any other questions? Yeah, somebody said journalism is expensive, so is post-production. You guys know, if you're doing, here, let me give you a number. If you're doing professional video, right, it's $1,000 a minute. So like this week's Big Green episode was 9 minutes. So do the math, guys. And we do it on a shoestring. We're not at $1,000 a minute. But if you were doing it, like the way that Motor Trend does it, where they have 35 people and a complete staff, then that's what it would cost. We work 10 times as hard trying to get the same product out there for you guys.
Yeah, so I appreciate it. 2018 Mustang is coming out soon, so no word on the TRX from Ram.
And guys, just want to thank you for all these great comments. I want to thank you for joining us. Keep in mind once again that next week is big Easter Jeep Safari. Andre's
New York.
At the New York Auto Show by himself. So I'm really thank you, Andre, for taking on that.
No problem.
Taking on that Herculean task.
Hopefully, I'll be healthy by then.
And tomorrow we're going to have Atlas
live. And tonight, Gold H Awards.
Oh my God, we forgot the biggest thing. Yeah, what time?
7 p.m. tonight, Mountain Time. Gold H Awards. We're announcing all the winners.
Yeah, all the work we put into our annual Ike Gauntlet, world's toughest towing test.
Yes, and we're not kidding.
We're not kidding. It is the world's toughest towing test. It's fully loaded.
Over 11,000 feet.
World's toughest towing test. We're going to announce the winners. There are 5 categories. You want to tell them the categories?
Yeah, so mid-size towing, half-ton towing, heavy-duty towing, best trucks, best off-road. And out of those 4, we selected the truck of the year.
Yeah, we selected. So there's 5 trucks that are getting the award. The manufacturers have flown in.
Yeah.
And they're going to be at our dinner. We're going to stream it live at 7 o'clock
PM.
Mountain Central Time, which is 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. on the West Coast, and of course 8 p.m.
Central.
For all you guys in Chicago.
Yeah.
So please join us for that. Andre, you've done an immense amount of work putting that together. I just want to thank you for all the hard work you put in. You, Ian, back there as well, editing the videos.
You know, it's not just me and Ian, of course, and Mr. Truck and Nathan.
Mr. Truck, Nathan.
Yeah, and you, so thanks.
It's a whole team effort, and of course the manufacturers for lending on us those trucks. We had a really interesting, it's probably been the most interesting year this year because of the results. We really concentrated on the heavy duty trucks because they were all new.
Yeah, the dualies.
The dualies, it was exciting. And so come join us. We'll do you can be there as we present the awards, and then we're going to publish the deliberation video because everything we do here is transparent. So not only will you be able to go and watch the awards live, but then you can go back to TFL Truck and actually see us deliberate, and you can argue with us with your
against us
as to why we picked those trucks.
Yes,
because there was a lot of heated arguments.
Yeah, there were. So thank you guys.
See you guys next time. Ciao.
We'll see you very soon.
Okay, bye. See you tonight.